What's up, y'all? It's Patrick. Welcome to practice. Today we are going to do a lot of stuff through the legs. We probably won't even have the hands touch the floor unless you need them for support in some of the balance work. I'd recommend having a block for today's practice, although you won't necessarily need it, but you might want to use it in a few spots. So from here, let's start in our passive squat position. You can start in a supported passive squat. So as you can see here, I'm slightly sitting on the block. It's helping me lengthen my spine. I'm pushing down through the big toes and lifting the inner arches up. Go ahead and close your eyes here. Try and lift the chest up, lift the collarbones up, and ground through your big toe mounds. You can always have your eyes closed here, or you can keep them open, finding a gaze point, and then just look slightly higher than level-headed, so you're projecting more into your potential than maybe you naturally would. And then that's just going to help you lift the chest up here. It's going to help you lean the front sit points forward. If you're comfortable in your passive squat just as it is, don't feel any pressure to use the block here. I'm just showing it as a demonstration because I think it's helpful for people in the beginning, and we're going to do a lot of movement through the legs today. If you're getting more comfortable here and you want to remove the block, by all means, feel free. And you can even remove the block and hold it out in front of you even, because this kind of helps you distribute weight a little bit. I know I just gave you a lot of information, so take a moment, settle down, and find some stillness. All right, from here, go ahead and rise up to stand, coming out of your passive squat. You can set your block off to the side. And all I want you to do here is have your right foot at the top of the mat, and then step your left foot towards the back of the mat. So you're preparing yourself for a high lunge position. And for our work today, because we're so focused on the feet, on our foundations, and on linking some movements with our breath and moving through the legs essentially, don't worry about where your arms are in space. Like, all I want you to do with your arms today is whatever you need to do to find balance, because we are going to play a fair bit with balance in our practice today. And from here, to see if you can sway the right knee forward and pull the right knee back. So you're feeling a nice little flow here to start. And almost imagine, this is really hard to accomplish, but it's something that it feels like you're doing it, even though you may not be. It feels though your hips are just swaying forwards and backwards on a flat shelf, right? So they're not necessarily lifting higher or lower. They're just swaying forwards and backwards. And again, I'm saying this and I'm trying to embody it, and it's really hard to tell if I am. So again, I'll look back on it and be like, oh, I was or I wasn't. And if you have a mirror next to you, you can kind of see if you are or aren't making that happen as well. So you're feeling this sway. And as you get more comfortable, really stretch the right knee forward and then lean back. So you're getting just a little bit more dynamic movement here. All right, go ahead and switch. That gets you into the hips pretty quickly. Left foot forward, right foot back. Again, you can control the length of your stance here. So you just want to be vertical, lower belly lifting, upper abdomen engaged, and then swaying forwards and backwards. Finding this nice rhythm. And it feels as though your hips are getting heavier. It doesn't matter if your back leg is ever truly straight or not. And you may be thinking, why do you have a block at the back of the mat? That's incidental. So don't overthink it one way or another. It's just there because it wanted to show up. It wanted to be on set with us in this moment. Find the ability to sway forwards and backwards. Feel the energetic shift. And again, just feel as though your hips are just moving on this flat surface. And as you get more comfortable, stretch the left knee forward and then pull back. Really working into some of this space here. Try to lift the lower belly. And feel as though, I'm sure you're feeling it, that this is really warming up the muscles in your legs. All right, go ahead and step to the top of the mat. Beautiful. From here, switch feet. So the right foot forward and the left foot back. Again, find a slightly longer stance than normal. So maybe your right foot is in front of the right knee. Nice, long, tall spine. Lift the lower belly. And then slowly lower your left knee down to touch the floor. Hold this place for a moment. And then try to keep your hips this low. Straighten the left leg, lift the left knee off the ground. Of course, they're going to rise slightly, but we want to feel the hips are heavy. We'll do that 4 more times, so 5 total. Tap, rise, hold at the top. Tap, rise. Think the inhale's subtly lowering you down. Exhale's driving, lifting you up. That's 3. Tap, inhale, lower. Exhale, rise, holding the top, fighting for it. 4. Left knee lowers. Exhale, rise, hold at the top. See if you can pull the right hip back and drive the left hip forward. It's as if you want the left hip to meet the inner line of the right ankle. And that's really going to help you activate the legs a bit more. Sit into the right knee as best you can. Straighten the left leg as best you can with the hips low. And then step forward and switch. So standing into the left foot this time. Stepping your right foot back in space. Adjusting your stance. Finding a nice rhythm to the movement here. And then slowly lower your right knee down to the floor. Again, setting yourself up. Lifting the lower belly, doing your very best as we rise to not lean forward. You always will just a little bit, but the more you can tap into trying to be an elevator, just going up and down, the more you'll work in the hips. All right, prepare yourself. Take the inhale. On the exhale, drive through the right foot. Lower, tap the right knee down. That's the inhale. Exhale, drive through the right foot. Lower the right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, drive, lift the right knee. Lower right knee down to touch. Exhale, drive, lift the right knee. Lower the right knee down to touch. Inhale. Exhale, drive, lift the right knee. Feel the stability here, holding your space. Keep pushing the right heel back as you lift the belly away from the front hip points. And then pull the left hip back as you push the right hip forward. So you're feeling this scissoring action here, really allowing you to push your right hip towards the inside of your left ankle, settling down, holding your space, and then step to the top of the mat. Whew, all of a sudden, the legs are probably pretty warmed up here. Nice job. All right, we'll begin to add just a little bit of flow, and then we'll build up into it a bit. So for starters, push into your right foot. Pull your left knee into your chest. Bend the right knee so you have some buoyancy there. And then from here, keep the left knee glued to the chest. Bend the right knee as you lean the chest forward, coming through our crouching warrior position, stepping back into your lunge. Inhale as you find your high lunge, left leg very long and straight. And then bend the left knee, let it lower down, touch the floor. Keep the hips as low as possible. Drive through the left leg, lifting the left knee. Remember, try to keep the hips low. Don't let them lift up. Feel tension in the left hip. Pull the right hip back as you drive the left hip forward. Beautiful. Sway forwards and backwards just once. And then lean forward. Stretch the right knee out in front of you as much as possible. Lean out, pluck the left foot off the ground. Try to not hop off of it. Bring the left knee into the chest. Left ankle comes on top of right knee. Sit the hips low. Use your arms as counterbalance, half chair pose. And again, the arms could be up, they could be back, out to the sides, wherever you're finding your balance. Lean the chest out as you pull the tailbone back in space. And then inhale, rise. Left knee into the chest. Left foot lands down. Push the left big toe into the floor. Lift your right knee up. Squeeze the right knee and almost feel that posterior pelvic tilt. That'll force you to bend your left knee just slightly. And then from here, keep bending the left knee, lean the chest forward, squeezing the right knee into the chest. See if you can reach the right foot back in space. Continue to bend the left knee, bend the left knee. Land the right foot as lightly as possible. High lunge. Lean back into it. Keep the right leg long and straight. Lifting the lower belly here. Now slowly sit the hips down as you lower the right knee to the floor. Let it touch on your inhale. Anchor through your left heel, your right big toe. Keep your hips this low. On your exhale, straighten the right leg best of your ability. Remember, straight is relative, it's not actual. Push through the left big toe here. Keep driving through the right heel. Stay upright, sway forwards. sway backwards. Square off the hips a little bit, really feel that action. It'll help you activate the glutes evenly. And then lean forward, straightening the right leg, lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. Slowly pluck the right foot off the floor. Don't push off the toes. Pull the right knee into the chest. Squeeze, lift it up and in. Take the right ankle over the left knee. Sit the hips low towards your half chair pose. In your half chair, try to keep the left leg center. You notice it's going to sway out to the side there. Keep it middle. Control it. Sit in. Lean your chest out past the right chin to the best of your ability, stretching the heart forward. And then inhale, rise up. Right knee into chest. Set the right foot down. All right, we're going to continue to build on this here. Stick with me. Push into the right foot. Left knee squeezes into the chest, lifts up as high as possible. Bend the right knee slightly here. Before we go back to our lunge, you're going to keep the left heel squeezed into the butt. Take the left knee back as far as you can. Bend the right knee lower as much as you can, tapping your left knee to the floor. Rising up, squeezing your left knee into the chest. Sweeping through our crouching warrior pose. Right leg bends, lean the chest out, straighten the left leg. Find your high lunge position, inhale. On the exhale, lower your left knee down to the floor. Keep the hips as low as possible. Straighten through your left leg, keep the hips low. As you're here, pull the right hip back, push the left hip forward. Active hips stable in the core. Sway forwards, sway backwards, sway forwards. Lean the chest out, fully straighten the left leg. Don't push off the left toes. Pluck the left foot off the floor. Pull your left knee into the chest. Left ankle above right knee. Sit the hips low, half chair pose. Find your balance here. Pull your right knee, right hip to the middle. Lean your chest forward as long as possible. Don't think about your chest getting to the shin. Think about your chest getting to whatever is far out in the distance in front of you, even if it's like a wall 6 inches in front of your face. Inhale, rise up. Left knee lifts. Set the left foot down. All right, moving into side two. I hope your legs are really feeling alive here in this moment. Push the left big toe down. Lift your right knee up into the chest. Squeeze it in as much as possible. Find the buoyancy in the left knee. Keep right heel squeezed to butt. Take right knee back behind you. Bend the left knee. Go as low as you can. Maybe the right knee touches the floor. Rise back up. Lift right knee into chest. All right, transitioning to our lunge. Bend the left knee. Lean the chest forward. Stretch through the right foot. Get as long as possible through the upper body here. That's going to help your right foot land lightly. Inhale, lift up. Find a strong connection to your space. Long, straight right leg. Gently lower your right knee to the floor. Use an inhale to create the balance of energy. Try to lock your hips in place here. On your exhale, lift the right knee up. Drive the right heel back in space. And almost see if you can use an inhale to lean away. Holding here, pull the left hip back, push the right hip forward. And then keep this stability. Sway left knee out. Pull hips back. Lean out. Lengthen the chest forward. Slowly pick the right foot up off the ground, lifting the right foot up. Stretching back through the fingers. Right knee comes into the chest. Lifting. Right ankle on top of left knee. Sit hips down, half chair pose. Feel your balance here, holding your space. Reach your arms back, lengthen the heart forward. Pull the tailbone back towards the edge of the mat you cannot see. Inhale, rise up. Right knee into chest. Set the right foot down. Beautiful work. We have one more round here. Stick with it. Stick with your breath. Find the rhythm. We'll only add one more thing here, which is just going to be an extra round of that single leg squat action. So push into the right foot. Left knee lifts into the chest. Buoyancy in the right knee. Left heel chases butt. Left knee goes behind you. Lower your left knee to touch the floor. Rise up. Drive your left knee into the chest. Straighten the left leg out in front of you, best of your ability. Squeeze left heel to butt, left knee goes behind you. Slowly touch left knee down towards the floor. And again, you could be 3 feet away from that happening. Doesn't matter, just go as low as you can. Rise back up, left knee into chest. Bend right knee, move through crouching warrior. Left foot finds a home at the back of the mat, high lunge. Long straight left leg, posterior tilt of the tailbone as best as you can. Gently lower the left knee down. And again, you're not trying to find a posterior tilt in that lunge, you're just trying to work posterior towards a neutral pelvic position. Hips stay low here. On your exhale, straighten through the left leg, push the left hip forward as you pull the right hip back. Ground into your right big toe, breathing in. Nice job. Hips are low. Lean the right knee forward. Pull the hips back. Lean forward this time. Left leg fully straightens. Left foot gets so light because you lean the chest out. Drag the left foot off the floor. Lift it up a little bit higher. Pull your left knee into your chest. Squeezing here. Take the left ankle above the right knee, sitting the hips low. Half chair pose. Tilt the tailbone back in space. Try to not lose your balance like I just did. Find your center position. Lean the heart forward. Feel the front hip points rolling onto the top of your upper leg bones. Inhale, rise up. Left knee to chest. And set the left foot down. Right leg is probably speaking to you after this one, the good news is, last leg, last side. Push into the left foot. Right knee into the chest, squeeze. Feel the elevation. Buoyancy in the left knee. Kick the right heel towards the butt, taking the right knee behind you. Slowly bend the left knee, lowering the right knee to touch the floor. Rising back up, push into the left heel. Right knee to chest, straighten right leg out in front of you. Keep the right leg lifted, kick it up. Squeeze right knee into chest, right heel to butt. Bend the left knee as the right knee goes behind the spine. Gently lower the right knee towards the floor as much as possible, and then rise back up. Right knee into chest, long and tall. Bend the left knee, lean forward, crouching warrior. Stretch through the right foot, get long through the toes, and then how gently can you set the right toes on the floor? Inhale, rise into your high lunge. Long and lifted in this space. On your exhale, slowly lower your right knee to the floor. Hips stay low here. Try to keep them at this height. It's so challenging. And then lift the right knee off the floor. Pull the belly button back in space. Squeeze the left hip back as you push the right hip forward. Feel everything squaring off. Center, stable. Pushing through the right big toe. Lean the left knee out in front of you. Pull the hips back in space. Last time, lean the chest forward, push into the left big toe. Lean the heart forward, drag the right foot off the ground. Chest is lifted. Crouching warrior, pull the right knee into the chest as you rise to stand. Right ankle above left knee. Sit the hips low. Find your stability here. Find your balance if you lost it. Lean the chest forward. Tilt the tailbone back in space. Flirt with the instability of the shape. Inhale, rise up. Right knee into chest. Set the right foot down. Beautiful work. Shake out the legs. This is, I guess, the time your hands could come to the floor. Bring your right foot to the left side of the mat. Find a block, set yourself up for pigeon pose. And again, you don't need a block for your pigeon, but it's always nice to have one if it's there and it's available. Allow yourself to drop down just a touch here. Find some softness. Find some ease. See if you can get long through your right side body. See if you can reach through the skull. Melting down into this space. So much of this practice to this point has been filled with instructions, and specific instructions, right? Instructions where you're trying to do one particular thing. And in that space, there's not as much inquiry, right? Because there's a lot of actual. In this moment, be in a space of inquiry. Be in a space of what came up. Be in a space of what comes up when you work through the legs, when your practice is a little bit different than it normally is. You notice no vinyasas today, no flowing tricks or transitions, just really stable, controlled work through the legs. And the wild thing about that is you're probably sweating quite a bit from this simple, straightforward practice. And the way we move through it makes it mindful, makes it purposeful, gives you the chance for presence. Final breath here, let's take it together. Deep inhale. Long exhale, drop down just a little bit more, linger in your depths. Be like water lowering to the deepest point. And then on your inhale, rise like fire. Lift out of the space and switch your side with as much grace as possible. And oftentimes when you're switching sides in Pigeon, there's not a lot of grace, but the thought of grace gives us the ability to be organized in our space, gives us the ability to find a formality, if you will, to the setup. So it's not rigid. There's a technique to it. And the beauty of the word form is that there's so many variations of it. You can think of reform, right? You formed one side of the position, and now you're forming the other side. You're finding your space, you're sinking down, and you're being gentle and gradual in your approach. Nice long breath. Nice easy rhythm. Trust yourself to just be here. Again, you can fold as much as you would like. You can twist maybe. Just kind of get into those areas that are speaking to you and have the conversation, have the dialogue, talk back. Be inquisitive, be an investigator of your own physical fortress. Find the softness, find the grace, both in the posture and in your mindset towards yourself. Last breath here. Deep inhale. Long exhale again. Sink down like an object you threw to the bottom of the pool. Dive down and retrieve it. And then inhale, rise out of the position, lifting the chest. Swing your legs forward. If you have a pillow or a blanket or something to sit on, feel free to find it here. And our last pose of the day, the place where I'm going to leave you, is a simple straddle forward fold. Don't worry about the depth, or the width, but find depth. Right? So we worked through the legs, through the hamstrings quite a bit, and see if you can just kind of drop down and in to this shape. It's nice to sit on a cushion. It allows you to feel a bit more upright in the position if you're a bit more rigid. But also, when it comes to creating new space in the body, one of the things that you want to consider is that you have to get comfortable with that space. You can't force that space. And so to allow yourself a softness, sitting on something soft, brings that kindness into your mindset, kindness towards your body, kindness towards yourself, kindness towards your spirit. Close your eyes and linger here for as long as you'd like. As always, thank y'all so much for joining me for these practices. I look forward to sharing space with you again soon. Have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.